Something we often want to do when we get access to a machine, whether that's during a pen test, when you exploit a machine and get onto it, or you're a blue teamer, maybe a system administrator, or you're working in a cyber defense kind of competition where you're given a machine that you don't know a lot about. One thing that's very common that you'll want to do is know what users are on the box. So who can log in, who has access, etc. And that really starts with, again, just enumerating your users. Who is on the box, or who could get access to the box. So a common way to do this is using cat, which is a way that we can print a file basically to the console here. So we're on a Linux machine, we're on our Kali Linux box. I'm going to cat etc password. And etc password, or passwd, has a list of all the usernames. There's actually a lot of other information here. We're not going to get into each of those things, but this first item that you see before the semicolon, or before the colon, excuse me, is the actual user name. And again, not all of these actually have login access. Some of them actually do, like our Kali machine, our Kali user, our pentest user, API hacker. There's a couple of different users I've created on this box. But again, the whole point is we're just looking at users right now. But that's a lot of information to see, and it really doesn't give us an easy way to see the actual users because of all the other information. So one thing I like to use is I like to use this cut command, and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to first run the command, and then we'll talk through it. So you'll see now we have a list of all the usernames that are on this machine, all the users, and we don't have all this extra information. So this is a lot easier, and what we could actually do is we could write this to a text file or something like that at the same time, and maybe every hour or so, again, if we're in a cyber defense competition or something similar, or if you're in a real world environment and you want to keep tabs on what users are created or whatever, one way to do this is to create a file, save all these users to a file, run the command later, and you can compare the files and make sure that they, are the exact same essentially, so that nothing's changed. But nonetheless, so what this command does is it's going to look at this, for that semicolon, or sorry, for that first colon, in this etc password file, and it's going to get the first grouping or the first item up to or before this colon. So that will give us all of the usernames, and then we're going to sort this, and it's going to sort in kind of a natural alphabetical order in this instance. And so again, what we have is all the usernames only that are on this machine. Well, one thing that you may also want to know is, okay, we have all the users, but how do I know who's currently logged in? Right? If I'm the only person who's supposed to be logged in, I'm the Kali user, as you can see here. If I'm the only one who's supposed to be logged in, how can I tell that? Well, actually, the who command will give us an idea of who is currently logged in and a timestamp of when they logged in. And so you can see that the Kali user here logged in on this date and at this time. And so that's a really easy way that, for instance, if I'm logged in and I'm Kali and I don't expect anybody else to be logged in, but I see, evil user 1 or something similar, maybe pen tester logged in, and that user, for one, I didn't know that user existed, or I know, maybe one of my other legitimate accounts on here, for instance, maybe API hacker I know of, but I don't expect anybody to be logged in at this time. I'm the only one on this box as the Kali user, and I see, API hacker is currently logged in. Well, why is that, right? If I'm not expecting it, it could be something that I could look into, right? Like I said, especially during a cyber defense competition, but that's just a quick way to get a list of your users who are on the box, learn more about your machine, and also get an idea of who's currently logged in for whatever instance, that may be useful for you.